Hey, everybody. So, this is the Age of Exploration essay, just a little help with the introduction paragraph. Last essay, the Reformation one, I wrote the introduction for you. And this one, I'm going to write the chart for you. And then hopefully you can take our chart and turn it into a context paragraph. Again, context means the background history to what you're writing about. So, I have an outline here that you can use. Again, if you just write one sentence for each one, you are going to get a good score as long as the sentences are coherent and relevant. But if you want to just delete these, you can as well. Ultimately, I would like all this stuff deleted after you write. Most of you did that very well for the last one. So, my introduction paragraph. All right. So the first thing I need to always remember, what am I writing about? And there's topics and there's prompts, right? So I'm going to just go to the documents here and I'm going to copy this prompt because I always want to know what my question, what my prompt is. And plus, I ask you to restate it in the introduction. So you might as well just copy and paste it into the introduction. What were the causes and effects of the Age of Exploration? Okay. Now, remember to keep these double spaced, by the way. Some of you turned it in single space. It's easier for me to read if it's double spaced. All right, so causes and effects. Now, I've created a chart already. I don't know why I have categories there. Oh, yeah, I do, because I created a category. Oh, no, that's not right. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to insert a chart. You don't have to do this, although it might help. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay. Now, this is about causes and effects of the Age of Exploration. Who is involved? So I'm going to start broad with Europeans, duh. Then I'm going to go down to the first two countries who explored, Portugal and Spain, right? Then, who are the next two countries who explored? Well, Britain, France, and the Netherlands did. And there's actually a document from a British guy. So I'm going to put the British in there. Now I'm going to go even more. Who's involved in the Age of Exploration? Well, they pretty much take over the land of the Native Americans. And now let's go even deeper. Names of people. Christopher Columbus, who has a journal in the documents. Vasco da Gama, who has a journal in the documents. And I think that's good enough, right? Okay. So, what is the Age of Reformation? This is basically a definition. So, it's a time when European explorers, mainly Spain and Portugal to start, were trying to find a path to India, and were also in search of glory, God, and gold. And if you know your notes, that is fame, Catholicism, and gold being anything that has to do with wealth. When did this happen? Well, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Hopefully, you know that line. And this goes into, John Smith just creates Jamestown, the first colony from the British in 1607. So this goes into the 1600s, right? Which is also during the Renaissance and Reformation. Okay, just a little side note. Where? Well, again, Portugal, Spain, Britain, kind of, and then India and the Americas. All right. And why did this happen? Well, I kind of already said this. Path to India for spices. And where else? Glory, God, and gold. God and gold. How did it happen? Well, it happened for a few reasons. Number one, technology allowed it to happen. There was a map called the Mercator projector, or projection or projector, I'm not sure. Same thing. There was a caravel, which was a ship that sails into the wind. Right? What else? How did it happen? Well, the Renaissance was kind of a individualism, humanism, celebration of humans. Humans wanted to be famous and rich, and they wanted to, that's kind of the glory part, right? So just a quick side story on this. Marco Polo was an explorer, I believe in the 1300s, wrote about his explorations. Printing press made books about it. Printing press, humanism, Renaissance, right? Columbus reads, and Marco is his hero, right? And this kind of leads to Columbus wanting to be an explorer. So that's just an example of how Renaissance humanism and individualism was brought in here. Okay, so now with that, can I write a context paragraph with all this stuff right here? And again, I'm not going to write it for you, but I will say this. If I was writing an AP summary sentence on my Précis, which you're not doing this week, I would say something like in the late 14 to 1600s, explorers set out from Spain, Portugal. Let's just stick with, because they were the first, Portugal, to find not only a path to India, I want to say only by water, a path to India by water, but also to find glory, fame, God, spread Christianity. And there was even a part in your documents where it said they were looking for Christians. So maybe you could put that in there somewhere. And gold, any wealth they could find. All right, so what do I have here? I have the when, right? I have the kind of the where or the who. Explorers, I'm going to put Christopher Columbus and Vasco da Gama. There you go. That gives me the who, and then the why, path to India by water, right? So I got at least 3 or 4 in here. And then I could kind of move on. I could take the rest of these and create 2 more sentences, and I got a nice context. Okay. So if I gave you anything, it's a chart. It's maybe a first sentence. You can rewrite that if you want as practice. And next, you want to go kind of develop your thesis categories. I'll have another video on that later, or we will do it next class session. Good luck, guys. Thank you.